FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Cornabuanta. I love listening to the FM, it rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Magnisi.
We love listening to the FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Tonight, $2.5 million compensation paid out in 2016. Former journalist laid to rest after losing battle to cancer. A new school brings joy to communities in Rakiraki. A 38-year-old man of Nandovi, Nadi died after he was allegedly hit by a truck at a car park in Nadi last night. The 48-year-old driver is alleged to have been reversing his truck and hit the victim who was crossing behind it. He allegedly drove off, leaving the man lying on the ground. A woman saw the victim and reported it to police. The victim was taken to hospital but was pronounced dead. The suspect is in custody at the Nadi police station as investigations continue. The total compensation payout for employers in 2016 stands at $2.5 million. This was revealed to FBC News by the Employment Minister Chonio Sumate. Saniani Boila has more.
The $2.5 million total compensation payout last year comprises of cases for both the government and the private sector. Usamate says the government provides payout for government employees, whereas for the private sector, the employees or their insurer has to provide that money.
Government cases alone, in 2016, there are about 52 injury cases and 41 deaths, and that was about $1 million in total.
For Sulueti Wetangumaki, the payout was a great help to her family.
Yes, I was one of the compensation payout recipients last year. My husband was a police officer and he died in an accident. It's quite challenging and the payout managed to get us back on track with especially with our family needs.
Usamate says going into the new year, employees should ensure work environment are safe for workers.
The important thing in occupational health and safety and workers' compensation, we must always try to stress the preventive side, to make sure that people abide by occupational health and safety rules and regulations so that we don't get injury and we don't get death.
Usamate adds workers have the right to claim for workers' compensation. The government allocated $5 million for compensation of government workers last year. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
People from all walks of life gathered at Suva's Sacred Heart Cathedral today to pay their last respects and celebrate the life of veteran journalist Mary Johns Rauto. The former Fiji Times reporter passed away this week following a long battle with cancer. Sainiani Mboila was at the funeral service and files this report.
Families and friends gathered to celebrate Mary's life, who passed away at the age of 41 after her battle with breast cancer. And they all shared the same sentiments despite her suffering. Mary was known for her positive attitude, always smiling and a genuine goodness. Those who have worked alongside Mary know too well the type of person she was.
She was soft-spoken, but she was pretty outspoken when she needed to be. Always a truth teller. But she was kind with her words and not mean or malicious. She was always generous with her grace. Merciful in everything because she was always true to herself. I can still hear her say, "Man," whenever one of us would say something very unladylike, even as a child.
The saying, "Gone but never forgotten," rings true for Mary. Even in her final hours, she never allowed the cancer to dampen her spirits, at least not in the face of her colleagues.
She was very open, and there's a colleague who didn't want to show her that she was handling her predicament better than us. She even joked about how she was almost killed when she was being rushed to the hospital because their driver was actually busy watching an ambulance and their car hit a post. And when a colleague bringing flowers asked her where to put it, she quickly responded, "Under the bed."
Those that flocked to the cathedral today will remember Mary not just for her time as a news reporter, but also as a champion who fought until the very end and who kept a brave and reassuring smile until her last breath. Mary is survived by her husband and 4 children. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Mayat Hospital is hoping for an agreement with the government in trying to have Fijian specialists. Managing Director Prithvi Mahanda says that's the long-term vision. Mahanda says they will be conducting pilot projects in the next 8 weeks where they will have specialists from various specialities for medicine conducting free caps to gauge what areas they need to start with. He adds that Fiji will have its own specialist once the Mayat Hospital becomes a 350 million multi-speciality hospital in 3 years' time.
We will then be able to give postgraduate specialist training. That means your doctors who are already passing out of your excellent medical school don't have to go out of this country. They can enter into a training program. Hopefully we can have an agreement with your government to conduct an entrance exam, and then they can do that and enter into specialist training. And after 3 to 4 years, again under guidance from your government, we'll have an exit exam, and then we can have Fijian specialists instead of Indians treating Fijian citizens in their own country.
Children in Korotale, Rakiraki will no longer have to cross flooded streams to attend school. Government has opened Korotale Infant School, which will allow students to continue their education closer to home. Shireen Shivan reports.
Crossing the Vaileka stream 2 times a day to attend nearby school will be a thing of the past for the children in Korotale, Rakiraki.
We made a request if we could have at least an infant school here. And I said that we certainly will look into it.
Many a times these children had to miss school as the crossings were easily flooded during heavy rain, affecting their attendance and education. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says this is one of the main reasons they decided to build this school to allow children to continue their education even during rainy days.
Basic education, at least up to year 2 here, and then when they're a bit stable, can travel to nearby schools to acquire higher primary education.
Located in rural Rakiraki, some 4 kilometers from Rakiraki town, the new school will cater for students of Korotale and Narara. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
In the news ahead, highest number of film productions recorded in 2016.
मेरा नाम कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तावरा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
"56 film productions were hosted in Fiji in 2016. Film Fiji Chief Executive Officer Dallas Foon says this production brought an estimated $43 million directly into the Fijian economy, generating $120.4 million in new economic activity. Foon says the interest for filming in Fiji has significantly grown over the past few years, as Film Fiji continues to receive inquiries on a daily basis from filmmakers overseas. Film Fiji chairperson Shanaz Voss says the 47% film tax rebate has mostly attracted growing interest. Film Fiji announced that scouting for more production is in progress, and they are looking forward to bringing in even greater levels of economic activity into the Fiji this year. The Fiji Museum's former director Timaima Mbondromo's case has been further adjourned by the Suva Magistrates Court. Charged by the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption, Mbondromo is facing 3 counts of abuse of office and appeared before Magistrate Walleen George yesterday. Shireen Shivan reports.
Timaima Mbondromo is alleged to have abused her authority by approving and accepting allowances for the performance of her duties while being employed as the director of the Fiji Museum. She is also charged with 1 count of obtaining financial advantage, whereby it is alleged that she claimed and approved allowances for herself in the sum of $1,120 knowing she was not eligible to receive the said amount. For the third count, it is alleged that while being employed in the public service, Bonromo serviced and repaired the Fiji Museum vehicle for the sum of $15,045.96 in Nadi and Lautoka without calling for quotations. Magistrate Walin George says the matter at hand was for a ruling for Vodaya before the continuation of trial proper, and that the said ruling was not ready. She then adjourned the matter to February 21st for Vodaya ruling and continuation of trial. She says in the event the trial does not conclude, then the trial proper will be adjourned to April 24th. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
Police are investigating a case where a car was burnt on a family home porch on Wednesday morning in Lautoka. Family member Rohan Rohitesh says their home would have also been destroyed by the fire had they not reacted when they did. He says the incident happened at 1:20 a.m. on Wednesday.
My sister and my mother were sleeping, and I was about to go and sleep, and then I heard some noise of a car stopping nearby, and then I thought it was my neighbor, and I didn't really care about it. Few seconds later, I heard my dog barking, and then he ran away. And as soon as I pulled out the curtain to see what was there, I saw somebody lighting the fire on the car.
Turning overseas now, and Donald Trump took the oath of office today, becoming America's 45th president on a cold, grey day in Washington, D.C. He painted a bleak picture of the country he now leads, vowing to end the carnage and, as we've heard so often, promising to make America great again by putting America first. Vermalua ready to make a comeback. This and more coming up.
Na yalangu nga andi moala ranalika o tikongon na tao na singatoka ando talisaka na bakaronga ng Bull FM nambanduay na sere.
Yalo rasu buli kurang bili. Iburan ibat sekarang hambara binaranga. Do talitakinan na bakaronga ng Bull FM nambanduay na sere. Bula.
Bula FM nambanduay na sere.
Fiji Rugby Union has cleared all doubts about Vodafone Flying Fijians coach John McKee's interest to coach his former club, Connacht. Overseas reports have highlighted season's 7's World Series DHL Impact Player of the Year Chasa Vermalua believes there is no reason why he can't scoop the same award again this season. The lanky forward has vowed to improve his performance in the upcoming Wellington and Sydney tournaments. Vashnil Prasad reports.
Chasa Vermalua is one man that opposing players will keep a close watch in this season. During the 2015-2016 season, Vermalua was in what was probably the best form in his rugby career, a feat he intends to better starting in the Windy City next weekend.
The players have been working hard for that to be crowned the HB Impact Player of 2016 and 17. Many have been working hard on it. I'll try my best to work on it again this year.
Now one of the seniors in the squad, Vermalua believes the team has worked on its weak areas and are ready for the task ahead.
For last year on Dubai and Cape Town, we know that there are a lot of miscommunication in our defense, mistake. We've been working hard on that and for the past few years on training.
PG7's coach Gareth Beiba has also praised the Nandronga native for his ability and vision.
If you want to broaden that, you guys in Fiji know exactly what he brings to the game, and he has an ability and a time on the ball and a presence with the ball in his hand that makes it easy for other people to play around him. And even in the short while I've been with him, I can see what his skill level is.
Alongside Chasa, players like skipper Osea Kolinisau, Jerry Tuai, Vatemo Ravovo and Nemani Nangusa will have a lot to prove. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Vodafone Flying Fijians wing Nemani Nandolo scored twice as Montpellier pulled off a bonus point win over Northampton Saints, keeping their Champions Cup hopes alive with the 26-17 victory. Nandolo was the star for his side, scoring a try in each half. Alongside Nandolo, Flying Fijians captain Akapu Singera also played for Montpellier this morning. Fiji 7's Olympic gold medalist Viliame Matha's Edinburgh has booked a quarter-final spot in the Challenge Cup, beating Tim Suarez Sarsens 49-3. The Bar football team has received a timely monetary boost ahead of the OFC Champions League. The Vodafone Premier League winners were also reminded of the mission that lies ahead. Vashnil Prasad tells us more.
The VPL League champions Bar football side today received a sponsorship of $50,000 from Vodafone as they beef up the preparation for the OFC Champions League.
They are giving us our utmost assurance that come February 24th, when we play the first match, we will deliver the results which is expected, and we will really fly higher the Fiji flag.
Fiji FA President Rajesh Patel also reminded the players present at the function about the mission ahead.
You'll do justice. You'll be going to Numia, New Caledonia, Kone is where you'll be playing in that pool game. But I know for sure the effort that has been put from the administration of Bar Football, that you will reward them with your own reward for your one-one, for your family.
Along with Bar, Rewa has also qualified for the Champions League. The men in black are drawn with Malapa of Vanuatu, Hekari United and Maris Fire. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Athletics Fiji continues its weekly competition in a bid to hunt for talent for the upcoming regional and international events. Officials are anticipating a big year, with overseas events already lined up. Vashnil Prasad reports.
Starting from grassroots level, athletes are being molded for the future. The officials are impressed with the outcome of participants in its weekly competition at the ANZ Stadium.
Well, with being the third week, we're very early into our season, and yeah, we're happy because we've seen an increase in numbers. Clubs are starting to show interest, athletes are starting to turn up.
Athletics Fiji is looking forward to hosting more local competitions before they select the best for the Oceania Championships to be held here in a few months' time.
The more the better, because in our sport, competition is key. Athletes can only improve when there's regular competition happening. As they say, you train to compete. And our focus, it's a big year for us.
Athletes from around Viti Levu took time out today and were part of the short competition, where a few of them impressed the selectors with their times. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Expect a few light showers in Suva this evening. Fine weather was experienced throughout the country. Temperatures in all centres breached the 30 degrees mark, with Lombasa coming in as the warmest at 33. For tomorrow, expect fine weather in the morning, but don't forget that umbrella if you're heading out, as rain is forecast for the afternoon. And looking further to Monday, expect brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Afternoon or evening showers and isolated thunderstorms elsewhere. Northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. Recapping the main stories for tonight. $2.5 million compensation paid out in 2016. Former journalist Mary Johns Rato laid to rest after losing battle to cancer. A new school brings joy to communities in Rakiraki. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. On to our poll question for this week. With the recent publishing of landing costs of all vehicles imported into the country, we are asking, are you seeing changes in the motor vehicle sales market? To answer, visit our FBC website. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. From the team and I, good night.
Hola, we from Lakota. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is Kanto. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Mula Fiji, my name is Florence Ratu. I'm from Corner Number 1 in Tavua, and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits every day and all day.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm from the soccer crazy town of Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.